Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
A new storm has formed in season number 4. It's a grand national tour that ends near the California shores. Home track heroes take on big league talent. OGs return while fresh meat joins the fold. In a competition where fortune only rewards the bold. So who's willing to knock off a few doors? It's about who wants it more in 2024.
This is what you're waiting for. I think we're ready to rock.
Sean Bounty, a third-time winner. Ryan Truex gets it done. Clapper goes 3-1 and passes several cars. Foley comes out of the final corner to win.
Jordan Durasic will win this race.
Here they come across the line. Your race winner is gonna be Matt Cherry.
See, in the end, nobody really cares where you got your start. The only thing that matters is where you finish.
He looks to go around the outside, ducks to the inside. It's going to be a 3-wide finish here at Daytona as they cross the line. Robert Walton wins at Daytona.
Well, good evening, everyone. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means here on Grid Vision. It's time for the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated, live from the virtual Michigan International Speedway as we go trucking here tonight. I'm Taylor Burris. Alongside me is Nick Stein. Our producer is the great Austin Derbyshire. Nick, we are here up in the Great Lakes of Michigan, and of course, a track that is full of excitement depending on the type of car you bring out here, but also a track that will see a lot of different strategies being played out here at the Michigan International Speedway.
Yeah, Michigan Raceway is known for its great racing, and of course, when you bring the trucks to Michigan, it's always going to be a good time. These trucks are more than likely going to be flat out throughout the majority of tonight, so you pretty much treat Michigan as a plate race when you're in the trucks, so this was going to be a great time here tonight, and these guys are apt to put on a show.
Absolutely. Qualifying is still currently underway for our drivers, as we will give you your full field rundown for your starting lineup in a few moments' time as we take a look at some of the action here tonight. Of course, this is just part of the many shows that we have here on Grid Vision. We'll go into more details later on, but let's take a look here at the schedule of what we have going on still for the remainder of the week in action on Grid Vision. Of course, Thursday night, we will be off for a little bit, but once May rolls around, well, it's time to bring the Thunder once again on Thursday nights, as Thursday Night Thunder returns in May, and then we'll be back at the Paperclip Friday night for the Ryco Performance, Friday night Top Split at the Martinsville Speedway. And of course, Saturdays and Sundays, we still have great opening packages for drivers in series who are interested in coming on board with the Grid Vision family. As qualifying still coming up through, a couple of trucks still around the circuit, seeing if they need to make their way through. At least 2 trucks have yet to qualify. While they're determining if they're coming down to qualify, though, Nick, let's talk about the keys to tonight's race.
Yeah, there's a few important keys that these guys need to take care of here tonight, and it's first, watch out for the snap loose. The truck, it may be flat out here around Michigan, but it is known for being incredibly loose, and if you can control that snap loose and save that right rear, you should have a pretty good handling car for tonight's event. And then secondly, I mean, you gotta full throttle if you dare. I mean, that kind of goes against my first key there, but it makes sense. If you want to do good tonight, you gotta go full throttle and just try to keep that control of that truck. And of course, top line rules here. Top line always has been good at Michigan, but you know that dive bomb down on the inside, the good old slide job, it does work. So it wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of dive bombs at the end of these stages, and of course at the end of this race.
Absolutely, and we're going to see the action here. Of course, the trucks are going to put a lot of drafting capabilities for play. We'll see trucks hitting over 185 miles an hour. But as these drivers are starting to pick, let's go ahead and talk about our picks for tonight. For me, I'm going to go with the number 8 of Andrew Olazewski who is going to be having a good run, I think. Keep an eye on him in the number 8 machine.
I'm going to be taking the 35 of Sean Bounty. He had a really good run last week at Phoenix, but unfortunately just wasn't able to pull it out in the end. And I think Austin Derbyshire chose, if I'm not mistaken, he chose Jordan Jurassic in the 6 car. So, yeah, he ignored the car graphics there. But, I mean, I think that's a good pick. Jurassic up in 2nd, Bounty up in 3rd. And you're going to have some work to do, Taylor. Of course, Andrew Olazewski sitting in 21st position right now.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got to avoid all the chaos that'll happen here at Michigan. That's going to be it for sure. We're going to see one, at least, big one here, especially coming off a turn 2. A lot of drivers can get very tight when they're coming off corner exits, so we'll keep an eye on that. Qualifying should be wrapping up. We could go into the next session, but as they work their way around, we got to give a big happy birthday to the sheriff himself. Once again, it is the driver of Justin White is getting his birthday wishes, and we wish him the best of luck. And hopefully for another great birthday night, he's here with us, and hopefully he'll put on us a good show for you here.
Yeah, good old Race Control was getting a little bit spicy last week at Phoenix, getting mad at a couple drivers for kind of ARCA breaking into wrecks. So it looks like he should be on it here tonight, and hopefully we're able to avoid some of the things that we had last week.
Absolutely here, as we see if we should be getting good to go here in about a minute. A couple of trucks still yet to qualify. Kyle Newkirk is trying to see if he can set a lap, but by the looks of it, it's going to be a no-go for him. He was going to be starting towards the back half of the field and riding shotgun out of the 34 trucks scheduled to enter in tonight's race. Nick, I gotta say, one thing to keep an eye on as well is, fuel strategy is going to come into play, as well as tires. I mean, this is not like Daytona or Talladega. These drivers are going to be putting a lot of emphasis on taking care of their equipment during this race.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, that right rear is going to burn pretty quickly here tonight, and wouldn't be surprising to see some guys, falling back off the draft, just trying to save a little bit of tire and coming back through the field a little bit later in the run. But you're also right. It's going to be a fuel race here as well. I mean, these guys are definitely going to have to save some fuel here tonight. It's a 100-lap race, and I believe fuel runs are right at 30 laps for these trucks. So these guys are going to have to figure out a way to save some fuel leading up to these stages, I believe.
Yeah, they are going to have to do that here, as it is now time to start your race here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Here is your starting lineup for tonight's action. On the pole in the 04 machine is Thomas Kohick. Alongside him in the Grid Vision Chevrolet of Jordan Jurassic. In row number 2, we will find the Rebel Racing and current points leader, Sean Bounty, who will lead the charge here tonight. He's going to be alongside Reed Foley. In row 3, we'll find TJ DeBlasi, who will be in the number 78. He'll be alongside Matt Holmes in the number 5. In row 4 will be Greg McConey in the Purdue machine. Of course, those team having a pretty decent season in the NCAA tournament. Alongside him will be Thomas Aaron in the University of North Texas. Rounding out your top 10 will be Brandon Schumann and Matt Garrett.
Starting in 11th place tonight is going to be the 27 of Gregory Shepslis with Greg Veal in 12th place. Dominic Cahart going to be starting in 13th position with Christopher Tate in 14th. Rounding off your top 15, Matthew Montgomery with Tyler Truex to his outside in 16th position. Justin Clapper going to be starting in 17th with Nicholas Tomlinson in 18th. Tristan Bruce 19th. Chase Albright rounding out your top 20 tonight.
In 21st, in a very important paint scheme commemorating those who have lost their lives in the bridge accident in Baltimore, will be Bo Condon alongside Andrew Olazewski in the number 8. In the next row, in 23rd position, will be Matt Cherry alongside him. Ryan Zunk, or actually Anthony Burleson, apologies on that. 25th will be Ryan Zunk with Todd Lee in 26th. Chase Leahy and, of course, the driver of Robert Colgan in the next row in 28th and 27th. And then rounding out your top 30 will be Brandon Slew and Daniel Lyle.
Running off the field tonight, it's going to be the 05 and Noah Rainwater, Joshua Corner, Damian Neeson, and Kyle Newkirk starting shotgun on the field.
As they will line up behind Fred, the pace car driver. A great job for the driver of course, Thomas Kohick, who gets a great pole sit. I believe this is his first career pole of the season. So we'll see what he can do, and hopefully we can get some colors on that 04 machine for the next time the trucks are out.
Yeah, I'm looking through, and I do think that is his first pole position. So, really, really good pole position there for Thomas Kohik, and we'll see if he'll be able to keep it going here tonight. Because Michigan's a really difficult track to win at, especially in the trucks, knowing how it is a draft race here. So, he's got some work ahead of him, but if he looks like he's got the truck to do it tonight.
He certainly will. Of course, tonight's race, the following stages is lap 25, lap 50 for stage 1 and stage 2, and then we'll do a 50-lap dash to the finish here tonight. So 4 sets of tires as the drivers are working their way through, and of course it is a nice day for racing as Fred, the pace car driver, will lead the field out of turn number 4. Currently about 65 degrees, the air temperature, 84 the track temperature. It's going to get a little sticky out there for the drivers as Fred the pace car driver makes the hard left turn down on the pit road as Barney the flagman will have the Pine Golf green flag in hand. It is time to bring the thunder and go racing here in Michigan. Great jump on the field right here. You see for Thomas Kohik, he's going to get a big push from Sean Boundy as they will go 2x2, side by side, second on back. Even some 3-wide action as they come off of turn number 2 here as they rocket their way down the back straightaway. Kohik already going on the defense, shutting the door on Jordan Durasic for that race lead. But here comes Boundy with TJ DeBlasi on the inside, giving him a push.
Yeah, we're really going to see some a bit of a. We got Rick. That's Thomas Kohik around.
Your race leader loops it here on lap number 1. Big issues as a couple of other trucks further back drop to the end of the field here. But for your pole sitter, from Hero now towards the back of the field here, a tough break for the 0-4. Let's take a look at the replay to see what has happened to your race leader. Did he get any contact from that, or did he just snap loose?
He got on the seam and the truck snapped on him. You see it right here. He drifts up just a little bit, gets on that seam. He did get some help from Sean Boundy, but he was already around at that point.
Absolutely. So a tough break. One other truck did loop around behind them, but no damage so far. A little bit of damage though to Kohik. He's going to have to just get some work done on that number 04 truck, which will now give the race lead over to Sean Boundy. We're right on board with Kohik with another angle. Right there is when it started getting loose, and then Boundy just finished it off, sent him around.
It was able to, for the most part, keep it out of the wall there, so don't think he has too much damage on that 94. He does have a good chunk of left front damage, so he'll have to come down pit road and get that fixed, but that 94 looks like it's good to go. Or excuse me, 04 looks like it's good to go.
Yes, indeed. Robert Colgan was the other driver who had spun out coming on of turn number 4 to try to avoid making contact with Kohik for that position. Of course, this race here is going to be the determining race for the Pine Golf Dash for Cash. So the drivers who finish in the top 4 in this race will be eligible for next week's Pine Golf Dash for Cash at the throwback race at Texas Motor Speedway with the Gen 4. And with that, to explain a little bit more, we're going to have a little video courtesy of Pine Golf.
Introducing the Pine Golf Drive for Cash, presented by Pine Golf Apparel and Golf Gear, the newest affordable option in swag, uniforms, and accessories. Starting with a qualifier at Michigan, 4 drivers will go head-to-head over a 4-week period. The highest finisher of the quartet in each event wins a $50 cash prize and automatically qualifies for the next round. The next 3 highest finishers, classified as full-time drivers, qualify for the following round until the final event on May 1st. The first round will take place on April 10th for the Gen 4 throwback event at Old Texas Motor Speedway, followed by round 2 and 3 at Talladega and Dover before concluding at Homestead. We're taking golf from the green to the pavement, 4 drivers, swinging for a hole in 1 cash money victory, and the respect of being a Pine Golf Drive for Cash winner.
And of course, with that, we will find out who will receive those 4 lucky spots to have a shot of going into it once again for the Dash for Cash presented by Pine Golf. And I got to say, it's going to be exciting. A lot of money on the line for these drivers, especially for those who finish in the top 4 here tonight.
Yeah, of course, if that race were to end right now, it would be the drivers of Sean Bounty, Jordan Durasic, Reed Foley, and TJ DeBlasi. But you and I both know that there is absolutely no way the race finishes exactly like it is right now. There is still way too much race and way too much craziness to happen between now and lap 100.
Absolutely, and they still got to get through 2 stages, including that and some pit stops and some other things. Kohik will receive the EOL penalty as trouble for Tristan Bruce as he is having some hardware issues. Hopefully he will be able to rejoin the track before the race is over, but he will be a couple of laps down, so a tough break for Tristan Bruce, as Uncle Bruce is called for those who are there, especially for Mr. Chandler Smith, who's out there in the chats. Thank you for coming on and tuning in for tonight's action here at Michigan. As Fred, the pace car driver, will make the hard left turn down on the pit road as they enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone with the Pine Golf green flag in hand as we have completed our first Connors Cure yellow flag tonight. There goes Fred down onto pit road, and now Bounty and Durasic will lead us here to the green flag, and we will see how this will all play out for our competitors. Let's try this again. Green flag is back out. Bounty gets a great jump on the field. He's going to have Reed Foley work with him to get a push, but here comes DeBlasi along with Jordan Durasic as now they will go up to the top side of the racetrack to get the big momentum on their side and start running some laps here at Michigan.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say before that caution came out, I wouldn't be surprised to see some people kind of chill out and just try to learn, because this is the first time really that these guys have been in a pack this big at Michigan. I mean, these guys really aren't used to being in a pack of 30-plus cars right now, and I think that was a product of what our first wreck was, just not really knowing how the car would handle over the seam and just not able to really, it's almost a little bit of contact between Bounty and Foley there off of the corner. Further back, we got some 3-wide action going on, but yeah, like I said, these guys, I think I wouldn't be surprised to see them chill out, but that's not what they're doing right now.
No, they're going to go ahead and do battle as Reed Foley will lead that first lap right there as he will be the new race leader. But here comes Sean Bounty back on the attack down on the inside lane. It's going to be a drag race down the back straightaway. There you see the 12 of Greg McConey. He wants to try to get on the mix as we see Durasic pushing Foley down the back straightaway to give them a little bit of breathing room. And Foley will drop down to the bottom of the racetrack to take over the race lead for sure.
Yeah, that's just the product of the outside line being overpowered here at Michigan Raceway. I mean, you get the run on the outside. You could just be a lane above the car on the inside and still get an absolutely massive run off the corner, purely because of how powerful the draft here is at Michigan. As we see Reed Foley, he's going to dive down to go down and block the 35 of Sean Bounty there. Now he's going to come back up off the corner and go up to get the run from the 6 of Jordan Durasic. And that's how you play the lines here. You know, the inside line may be a little bit quicker in the corners, but coming off the corner, that outside line is going to reign supreme all night.
Absolutely. How about Brandon Schumann inside the top 6? He's right there in the mix. He wants a shot at the money, and we'll keep an eye on him. Matt Holmes right there as well. Throw in Matthew Montgomery and Thomas Aaron in the University of North Texas. Could have a little bit of a college state rivalry between a couple of drivers. There you see the Purdue machine coming around to the inside of TJ DeBlasi. Schumann thought about dropping down to the bottom, couldn't make it work as Reed Foley just tries to stay and keep the number 35 Rebel Racing of Bounty stuck on the top side and lose that momentum, break the draft between the two.
Yeah, we're really starting to see kind of the hierarchy of packs forming here. You got this first pack of about 10 cars. These guys are trying to push for that lead, trying to push for those stage points, and trying to do everything they can to get up and lead this pack, because that's where you can control this race. But right behind them, we're seeing really just a kind of a scattering of cars just trying to just chill, save tires, save fuel, and wait for these guys up front to wreck, because the way they're racing, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple cars go spinning here soon.
So we'll have to keep an eye on the action here and see how this will play out for our competitors as they come out of turn number 2. Bounty finally will take over the race lead as he slides up in front of Durasic and Greg McConey as they will push each other 1, 2, 3 into turn 3 and 4. Your competitors really putting on a stellar show in the opening lap. Now they'll drop to the bottom. They try to shut the door on Reed Foley as Matt Holmes saves it. Good job right there, Matt, for saving the car, as he will now have to lose a ton of spots, drop outside the top 10, and has to worry about the rest of the field barreling down on him.
Got a caution on the racetrack here. I believe this is a little bit further back in the field. Yeah, I see a couple cars sideways back there.
It looks like Kohick again having some problems for him. For Thomas Kohick in the 04, we'll get a look at the replay. This would be his possible second caution. So that could possibly mean a penalty for him here. Let's take a look at the replay.
This is coming off of turn 4. It looks like it was him again. Maybe not. Oh, no, this was ahead of him. He goes down to avoid it.
Yeah, so he was able to avoid it. So let's see about the truck in front of Kohick. Here we
Red
go.
and blue truck from what I thought I saw. Oh, wait, here it is. There's a car getting loose. Oh, no, that was still the wrong car. This is still ahead of him.
Right there, we just saw that. It was around the 49 machine. Chase Albright. Let's take a look at that because he's got some significant damage right there to his Chevrolet Silverado. Goes up the racetrack, and Anthony Burleson's right there, and
Ooh.
trouble. Ooh, big hit for Andrew Olazewski. I will put my pick up tonight's race in a little bit of trouble.
I hate to say it, but finally you have a pick that doesn't have a good race.
I know, it's kind of crazy. For a while, it's been a little bit of a run.
Oh, man, yeah. That's a pretty good chunk of damage for the 8 there.
I think it's safe to say the mail might be a little bit late in the morning for the number 8 United States Postal Service Toyota.
That was a bad joke. I hated that.
I don't know. Exactly. Our that's why we love it.
I despised that.
Well, you know what? You're stuck with me. Our producer in our ears, just threatening me for all the bad puns. And giving bad puns as part of my torture, apparently.
You know, those are actually a little bit better than the one you dropped, so.
I would say this another pun, but it's not appropriate at the time. So we'll just say keep on watching as Brandon Slew was given an EOL penalty for the 02 machine. As the lights are out on the pace car, it's time to hopefully go back racing. Just about a little over 10 laps left to go in stage number 1, about 13. They'll get 12 laps left here before we get to the end of stage 1. It's Bounty, Jurassic, McConey, Foley, Montgomery, De Blasi, Aaron, Schumann, Holmes, and Garrett, your top 10.
Yeah, it's not really as mixed up, the top 10, as I really thought. I mean, the only real outlier is Matthew Montgomery, who's gone from 15th to 5th. Pretty much everyone else in the top 10 has either only moved up one or two positions or lost a couple of positions.
Seems to be the case here, and that's a tough break for a couple of drivers who were expected to make their way up through the field quickly, but unfortunately could not make it happen in this point of the race. As there you see Olazewski along with Albright trying to catch up to the field. As they work their way into turn 3 and 4, Fred, the pace car driver, will make that hard left turn down onto pit road. As Barney the Flagman will have the Pine Gulf green flag in hand, ready to go racing once again as they enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. Here we go. They enter into the restart zone. Green flag is out. Ooh, a little bit of a slow checkup right there, but we're back at it racing here as they head across the start-finish line. Bounty will lead the charge, but Jurassic struggling on that restart.
Yeah, tire wear already starting to show. A little bit of contact between Greg McConey and Jordan Jurassic there going into turn 1, but they keep it straight and keep it going. Like I was saying, that tire wear is starting to show up a little bit for these guys. 12 laps on these tires, and just, Reed Foley, and things are kicking off here in the top 5.
Reed Foley just sidewinding his way down the back straightaway as he nearly lost control of that Chevrolet, but gathers it back up as they work their way through the middle of turn 3 and 4, and we see Jurassic trying to lead the charge. He'll put the block on Reed Foley as they come down the front straightaway through the tri-oval. Bounty trying to get the momentum on his side with help from McConey. De Blasi trying to find an opening as well as they rocket off into turn 1.
De Blasi, or not De Blasi, Jurassic gets clear for pretty much third on back as Reed Foley getting a little bit loose there on the bottom of turn number 2. He keeps it straight, keeps it going, but that's really going to hurt Jurassic here as now he's going to try to go up and block the 35 of Sean Bounty, but he's got a huge head of steam, a huge push from the 12 of Greg McConey. Oh, that's TJ De Blasi, who was sideways, but he did blink out there. Comes back and he is straight and going straight still, but got to race back up front as Jurassic and Sean Bounty now side by side. Who will lead this lap? It looks like it's going to be Jurassic. Not by much, 3/1000ths of a second at the line there.
It's tight racing, and they're pushing each other as they head off into turn 1. How about Montgomery in the number 9? He will find his way up into the top 5 as he comes out of turn number 2 as he's trying to find his way past the UNT machine of Thomas
Hey,
Harris.
right in the back. Got a car sideways. I saw the 25 around. It doesn't look like it's going to be a caution, though. Oh, there is a caution.
Todd Lee is around in the number 46 machine and a couple of others. Heavy damage to
Big
Todd
time
Lee.
hit for Todd Lee. Saw the 25 of Bo Condon around, I think, as well. No, it wasn't Bo Condon. There was another car that looked like that had a 25 on it that was around.
Could have been possibly Damian Neeson. 24 machine?
No, it was a green and yellow truck. It may have been Todd Lee.
There's Todd Lee down there at the bottom.
I think we're still a lap behind this wreck. I think this is the lap before. But yeah, it's that truck in front of Todd Lee is what I saw around. It looked like a 25 car.
That's the 23 machine. There you see right there. The 26 get together.
Oh, bam!
Yeah, that is Greg Veal who had these issues. So he collects, of course, the driver of Todd Lee, and I think it's safe to say Todd Lee is out of tonight's race.
Yeah, that is a blown engine for that 25, and oh man, or not the 25, that 46, and just a tough break there.
So under 10 laps left to go here in stage number 1 for your competitors, and a couple of drivers will come down pit road. But for your race leaders, such as Jurassic, Bounty, McConey, Aaron, Clapper, several other drivers, I'll say all the way to, let's see who is that. Olazewski comes down pit road, Robert Colgan, Damian Neeson, and Todd Lee also choose to come down pit road as well. So a few trucks decide to come down to repair some damage. Brandon Slew decides to stay out on the track, so he will be your last car that is not deciding to pit. So we'll see here who will choose to continue on with these few laps left to go in stage number 1 to get those much valuable stage points. Of course, we touched on the point standings briefly. Sean Bounty is your points leader after last round, so at Phoenix Raceway, but a lot of things are still in line. Jordan Jurassic 6 points behind. Then you have a tie for third with Rainwater and Tristan Bruce. Reed Foley sits in 5th position. So those are your top 5 in the standings. 83 points separates them. So it's going to be a little interesting to see how this will all play out. And then the team standings shows the JCR team currently holding on to the points lead by 22 points over Rebel Racing. Then MPM South, DNQ Racing, DNQ Garage, your top 5.
It's a pretty good racing here so far tonight, Taylor. I think it's been fairly clean. I mean, we've had the couple of wrecks, but I mean, one of them really wasn't avoidable. I mean, just nowhere to go for one of them, and the other ones have just been minor contacts other than Todd Lee going into the wall at Mock Jesus. But I mean, like I said, still been some pretty clean racing, even though we're only 20 laps in.
Yeah, for the most part, it has been. So we'll see how this plays out as we're about to come to a close here to stage one. Lights are out on the pace car. Jurassic and Sean Bounty are going to try to lead us to the green flag. And there you see the Purdue machine in the final four for the NCAA tournament by Greg McConey. Of course, my bracket was completely busted up, and my pick to win the NCAA tournament ended up not making it to the final four. Hashtag tough break.
Hey, my bracket was busted on day one. Don't worry about it, man. My best bracket, I think, was when I chose Arizona to win, and they made it. I think they made it to the Elite. No, they made it to the Sweet 16. So, yeah, I had a rough go at this year's NCAA bracket tournament, and I am currently 17th in my work bracket out of 20 people. So, yeah, it's not been good.
Yeah, for me, I picked the Tar Heels to come out on top. And currently in one of my groups that I am in, I currently sit 6 out of 12. So halfway for me. And then the one person who just barely made it through with the points, he's currently leading because he picked Purdue to win the NCAA. But on that note, green flag is out, presented by Pine Gulf, and Jurassic shot out of a cannon to take over the race lead here with the Grid Vision number 6 Chevrolet as he leads them off into turn 1 and 2. 6 laps left to go in stage number 1.
Yeah, these guys have had about 20 laps to figure out their trucks, figure out what it does over the course of a run, and now this is where things are going to get crazy. This is where pushes are going to come, and here it goes right now. Greg McConey making the move to the inside, 3 wide for the lead for just a second there as Sean Bounty had a peek to the outside, wasn't able to get it going, and now Greg McConey going to push Jordan Jurassic up the track a little bit. The 15, Reed Foley, all the way down to the inside. He's going to take it 3 wide for the lead, and it looks like Reed Foley's going to lead that lap.
Reed Foley will lead it, but Jordan Jurassic will take over. How about 4 wide as they head off into turn number 1? McConey back out of it, makes contact with Reed Foley. Holy cow, look at the action here as Foley will drop back. No caution, now it finally comes out.
Oh, and a huge wreck.
The big one happens here at Michigan.
Didn't mean to cut you off 3 separate times, but what?
Well, you did, but it's all good. It's all for the action that we just saw here.
What just happened?
Well, one car got into one car, and one car went sliding down the grass, and a couple other cars were trying to avoid said car that's in the grass and got into other cars by the looks of it.
So this is where it all started. Reed Foley goes up the track, goes down into the grass. Oh, and he comes back up the track. Oh, man.
See what I mean?
I did not see that the first time around.
I almost got all of that right.
You almost did, but you did.
Yep.
And I will hold that over you forever.
There you see the contact right on board with Reed Foley, just sliding through the grass right there. Comes back up and just gets decked right there as he's coming into oncoming traffic. A tough break for Reed Foley. He was definitely going to be one to watch in this race. Had a good run going for him. Question is going to be, are we going to end this race or end this stage under caution, or will we have a 1-lap dash to the finish for stage 1? That's going to be the question right there.
Tell you another guy who got decked in that wreck was the 27 of Gregory Shepsis. I mean, he looked like he had that thing missed, and then he had Bo Condon just absolutely blindside Reed Foley, and next thing you know, Gregory Shepsis has a windshield full of the rear end of Bo Condon.
Absolutely, and now we're going to see how this will play out for strategy for some of our drivers as we ride on board of the Pine Golf machine of Shepsis, and boom, just makes hard contact also to Bo Condon as well, as more trucks up ahead go spinning and smoking around the track.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there was 3 separate wrecks all within the same stretch of track there.
I have to agree with you on that.
I mean, to be fair, that is the absolute insanity that Michigan is. I mean, things can go from 0 to 120 back to 0 within the span of 3 seconds, and that's about what it did there. You know, they were kind of chill, 2 wide there into turn 1, then they go 4 wide, and the next thing you know, they're all wrecking.
Yep, that is the cause and the case here with this situation, but that's going to take out a lot of good trucks for sure during that whole incident, I have to say.
Yeah, a lot of trucks that we're seeing up at the front there, taken out in that. Is got a lot of big movers now in the top 10. I mean, 6th place Matt Cherry, he's gone from 23rd to 6th here tonight. A couple cars behind him, Tyler Truex 16th to 8th, and right behind Tyler Truex, Noah Rainwater 31st to 9th in that 05 machine. And then you got Ryan Zunk there as well, 25th to 10th. So I think a lot of big time movers there profited from that wreck.
Absolutely, and now they're going to have to see if they can get some much valuable stage points in this race, because they were able to negotiate through all of the chaos that happened there on this caution.
It looks like they're lining them up again. Going to be looks like a 2-lap shootout to the finish of the stage here.
Yeah, Fred's really picking up the pace on these drivers here, as he will finally woe it down a little bit through the middle of turns 1 and 2.
No, Fred just wants to be a part of the race. Come on now.
I mean, Fred needs to try to race a little bit. I mean, he knows just about every track around this circuit pretty much. Of course, he's not as well-versed when it comes to pacing than, of course, the late, great Barney and Benny. Of course, hashtag bring back Benny.
Fred's better.
You know what? Live here on Grid Vision, we are going to have a firing.
Hey, y'all can't fire me. Y'all need me too much.
We don't need you that much now after you just made that comment.
You know, I was going to say, I think Fred would probably be pretty good at Martinsville. I think that would be his best track. You know, he's got so many laps led there.
No, Benny has so many laps led there.
No, Fred does.
Hashtag bring back. Hashtag bring back Benny. But here we go, back into the restart zone, presented by TLC Incorporated. Barney the Flagman has, of course, the Pine Golf green flag in hand, and we are back at it once again. Jurassic pulls ahead of the field as they make the run to turn 1. Sean Boundy will try to slot back into 2nd place, but here comes Thomas Aaron to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to get some stage points as they come out of turn number 2, almost going to go 3 wide as they rock it off.
Boundy gets a pretty good run off the corner. He's got TJ DeBlasi for help right behind. You got Thomas Aaron pushing the 6th of Jurassic. Things are going to kick off here going into turn 3 as they come towards the white flag of stage 1. Boundy has the nose over the 6th of Jurassic, but not really any help for either of them as Jurassic's going to try to pull ahead here off of turn number 4. Boundy going to get the run off of the corner. 3 wide further back as Tyler Truex looks to the outside. 3 wide as they're coming to the white flag for stage 1.
One more time around here at Michigan for stage number 1, and it's going to be a drag race 2 by 2 by 2. How about Tyler Truex? Mr. Where did he come from? He's going to go 4 wide off of turn 2. Now back to 3 wide. He wants to get a couple of valuable stage points as he's going to file in behind DeBlasi as they head off into turn 3 and 4 for the final time in stage 1. Matt Garrett drops back a little bit of beating and banging right there between Cherry and Truex. Truex goes way wide to the top side of the racetrack. It's going to be a drag race out of turn number 4. Jurassic, Boundy, who will win at the line for stage 1 as they come across? Give it to Sean Boundy, your stage 1 winner.
18 1/1000ths of a second there at the line between Sean Boundy and Jordan Jurassic. Less than a 10th covers your top 4.
It's Sean Boundy, Jordan Jurassic, TJ DeBlasi, and Thomas Aaron, Greg McConey, Matt Cherry, Matt Garrett, Tyler Truex, Ryan Zunk, and Noah Rainwater will be your top 10 at the end of stage 1. Now it's time to come down pit road, get some fresh tires, and go back at it for stage 2 for another 20-plus laps here. And with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have more racing action once again here on Grid Vision. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
I think we're ready to rock.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you a evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We can save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing series presented by TLC Incorporated. Stage 1 has been completed. A couple of drivers decided to stay out here. Robert Colgan, Brandon Schumann, and a few others.
Yeah, pretty good amount of people staying out here and really shaking up the order here. I mean, that's a lot of people we have not seen up front at all. And our two guys that were at the front of the queue for the end of the stage are going to be down at the lower end of the top 10 right now.
Certainly is here as we continue to keep an eye on the action of competitors. As they're doubled up, we'll give you a quick rundown of your top 10. It is Colgan, Schumann, Clapper, Tate, Greg Veal, and Chase Leahy. Anthony Burleson, Sean Bounty, Jordan Tarasic, and TJ DeBlasi will be your top 10 here tonight.
Are we expecting more of the same here? I have to ask, do you think it's going to be just as crazy, or do you think these guys are going to try to calm it down a little bit?
Oh, that's going to be a tall question, I have to say. That's gonna be, we're hoping for no cautions, but it's going to be a tough one for sure.
Poor Darby and his unrealistic expectations. Calling for no cautions. These guys just... This isn't a dig at these guys, but these guys race way too aggressively to go through this stage without any cautions. These guys, they know how to put on a show. They know how to make the moves, and sometimes that ends up with cars sideways, but these guys are definitely looking to put on a really good show here.
Absolutely here. We're going to see the action as they work their way into the restart zone presented by TLC Incorporated. And we'll have the Pine Golf green flag ready to go. Ooh, one driver getting out of line. That's going to cause a big checkup on the bottom of the racetrack and around Robert Colgan and Justin Clapper to get a good jump on the field. That's the 30 of Christopher Tate, who had a big issue and a tough break for the Tennessee driver.
Yeah, it looks like he got a little bit loose there on the restart, but able to keep it straight and keep it going. But up front, Robert Colgan trying to chase down Justin Clapper, and Brandon Schumann right behind him. Things starting to spread out a little bit further behind as Sean Bounty tries to make a move on, I believe that's Tristan Bruce there.
We keep an eye on the action as they work their way through. Single file for the competitors. Here comes Schumann down to the bottom. He wanted to get around Robert Colgan as here comes Sean Bounty with a head of steam.
Sean Bounty with the head of steam there. That is Chase Leahy. He was making a move on. Apologies about that, but he gets to the inside. It gets clear of the 34 at Leahy. He now gets under the 78 at TJ DeBlasi. DeBlasi squeezes him a little bit. Sean Bounty goes up to the track and gives him a little bit of a bump of displeasure there through turns 1 and 2, but Sean Bounty keeps it straight, keeps it going. TJ DeBlasi now has the draft at the outside line and keeps it going here. Oh, car a little bit loose there further back, but they all keep it straight.
They certainly do keep it straight and keep it racing here as Christopher Tate is trying to find his opening. 3 wide, trouble a little further back. Tyler Truex and who else was that? Was that could not catch the number of the other driver who got involved with Tyler Truex. Was that Greg? Nope. Gregory Shepsis has some severe damage. Chase Albright makes it through. Bo Condon makes it through. Ryan Zunk has some damage. Matt Holmes, Todd Lee still on pit road. We'll have to get a look at the replay to see what happened to Tyler Truex.
Oh man, Tyler Truex got loose and just went straight up into the wall.
Right into the 23 machine as well of Ryan Zunk, as he will have to get some significant damage repaired.
Yeah, that's another one of those wrecks. I pull it up almost every week. It's another wreck where you're glad it is not real life there, because that would have hurt in the worst way possible, because this is a head-on hit at upwards of 150 miles an hour straight into the outside wall.
Tough break indeed right there for our competitors, as that's going to be a long time on pit road for all of those drivers for sure.
Especially for the likes of Tyler Truex. He is for sure got a blown engine in that 69 truck, and that is just a rough break.
It certainly is, as we're under caution once again. 33 laps on the board. He will come down to get some damage repair done, as we have 30 trucks on the lead lap. 31, one or more laps down. I believe Matt Holmes will receive the lucky dog to get back his lap on the race lead, or get on the lead lap once again. So tough break here in the early parts of stage number 2 for our competitors here, but for Justin Clapper and Brandon Schumann, a good way to kick it off for them.
Yeah, these guys able to stay up front and keep their leads up here. And I mean, of course, Brandon Schumann has been up front a good portion of this race. We saw him up front there at the start of stage 1, kind of fell off a little bit, but able to get back up here and keep fighting for this lead of the stage. But I do want to say I was right. They did have a caution in this stage.
Certainly is the case here, as we're going to see another caution possibly, and for sure, just with just how chaotic it is racing here at Michigan, and a lot of drivers just trying to beat and bang and try to also just they're treating it almost just like a super speedway race that we would see at Daytona or Talladega or at Atlanta. Of course, Michigan not really a whole lot utilizing like we would see drafting at those tracks, but still, you can still see just some close lost my train of thought on the right word for that, but you can see some similarities between the two styles of racing here at Michigan and the drafting tracks that are currently on the NASCAR schedule.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of big-time pack racing as well, so that's where a lot of our wrecks are coming from, are people not being used to being in a pack at Michigan and just kind of struggling to deal with the dirty air here.
Absolutely. We're going to see how this plays out. Hopefully we can get a little bit of a run here in stage number 2. Lights are out on the pace car, as Clapper and Schumann will lead us to the green flag. Tyler Truex will receive the EOL penalty for that incident, as he is still on the track. He's got some damage, but apparently not enough damage that will slow him down too much.
I was going to say, with the way he hit the wall, I would have expected at least some engine damage there for that 69 truck.
Absolutely. I thought the same for sure.
Somehow managed to avoid it, which is lucky is the only word I can think of there.
I have to agree. Lucky is the big word right there for him, as he was able to skate on by and continue racing once again, but still close call, as they will come through the middle of turn 3 and 4, doubled up, as the rest of the tail end of the field is trying to catch up to the end, so that way they can catch the green flag here before it's all said and done. Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down onto pit road, and we're going to see Justin Clapper and Brandon Schumann lead us to the green flag once again, as the Pine Gulf green flag is out, and we're racing here once again at Michigan. Clapper and Tate get a good jump on the field. Schumann caught sleeping. He's going to try to slide up into the top side lane with Colgan down on the bottom.
Absolutely huge jump for Tate and Clapper there, as they are able to get many tenths there off of that restart. I mean, that was upwards of 5 tenths over the field as things are starting to kick off a little bit.
Here comes Sean Bounty down to the bottom of the racetrack as they work their way through. Bounty gets to the inside of de Blasi as Christopher Tate goes to the top side. He wants to lead here at Michigan as Sean Bounty will clear de Blasi and set his sights for Schumann.
Justin Clapper having to fight back now from the 30 of Christopher Tate. Sean Bounty all the way to the top 3 wide. He wants a piece of this lead once again as he's the one who won stage 1 here. He's going to give a push to the 30 of Christopher Tate there, who's now going to be Justin Clapper going to be freight trained here. Looks like Brandon Schumann wants to go 3 wide to the inside.
It's going to be chaotic 3 wide for second as one truck hits the outside wall. We're still racing, though, as they come through the middle of turn 3 and 4. Clapper trying to find the opening to get around Christopher Tate for the race lead. They're 4 wide as they come across the line.
Sean Bounty kind of got hosed there as he was almost fighting for the lead. Now he's back at the back near the 8th or 9th position here. TJ de Blasi 3 wide now. Jordan Jurassic on the inside of the 63 of Justin Clapper there. And now the 52 of Brandon Schumann having to defend.
Schumann is defending hard from 3 different trucks.
Bounty!
And Rainwater make contact. And Colgan. No caution, and the caution does finally come out here once again. Tough break for Noah Rainwater. He's able to save it. As he is going to go up. Oh, he's looking.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
Cue the Jaws music for sure.
Donna. Donna. That does not look like a happy race truck driver there.
He is running. Let's see. We won't see a Joey Gase move.
Well, it looks like he may have gotten some positions back.
Good for him. As we take a look at the replay of what happened. Bounty just sent it down to the bottom and then was trying to go up and ended up hitting both Colgan and Rainwater.
Oh, we got beef. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Had a couple of cars get into each other. Thomas Aaron? Well, maybe not beef, just a misunderstanding of where they were on track there.
Still, I mean, don't know why that would be the case.
It was Thomas Aaron and Greg Veal. Chase Leahy got involved there, and he got a pretty good lick of damage there.
Yeah, that's definitely a tough break for sure.
Not sure as to what that was about.
The only thing I could think of is just some miscommunications there regarding that situation.
Oh man, just another look at this wreck here. Just tough break.
We'll see how this plays out for the penalty, but I have a safe feeling that Sean Bounty would receive an EOL for this incident, I have to say.
Yeah, almost no chance that he doesn't there. I mean, that was 2 separate avoidable wrecks there within the span of 5 seconds, so almost no doubt that he gets a penalty here.
Yeah, and then the other situation, I'm pretty sure officials will take a look as taking another look at the incident that happened under caution. Right, there's the contact and loops around, and definitely a tough break for Thomas Aaron and the rest of the drivers involved, especially Chase Leahy, who was just an innocent bystander in all of that. Of course, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by TLC Incorporated. TLC is the premier service provider for lawns, sprinklers, outdoor lighting, and drainage solutions in Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Transform your home into a showcase in just one day with a new water-saving lawn sprinkler system, energy-efficient outdoor lighting, or the healthiest backyard in the business. A little lawn goes a long way with TLC. Head to tlcincorporated.com for more information. Of course, the caution flags for tonight's race are brought to you by Connor's Cure. Join the fight against pediatric cancer with Connor's Cure, the official charity of the 2024 Thunderclap season. Thunderclap has tag teamed with the members of Mania Club to raise $40,000 by WrestleMania 40, which is this weekend. And with your help, you can continue to fund carefully vetted, cutting-edge, life-saving research for children wrestling with pediatric cancer. Head to v.org/Mania Club to support and donate to Connor's Cure and join the fight against pediatric cancer. Of course, WrestleMania happening this weekend in Philadelphia. A lot of people are pulling for the American Nightmare to take home the undisputed championship. As we do get the lights out on the pace car, and we go racing here once again tonight, hopefully. It's going to be about a 9-lap dash to the end of stage number 2 before we see who will get the stage points here at the end of the stage. And then we have a 50-lap dash to the finish. Hopefully the drivers can take it a little bit easy, not cause too many problems, as Noah Rainwaters will go another lap down here. Tough break for Noah Rainwater. A lot of drivers trying to get themselves situated for tonight as they head into the back straightaway over towards turn 3 and 4. It is Christopher Tate, Brandon Schumann, Matt Cherry, TJ DeBlasi, Justin Clapper, along with Jurassic, McConey, Aaron, Matt Garrett, and Brandon Slew, your top 10, as Greg Veal, Chase Leahy, Tristan Bruce are out of the race. Todd Lee still on pit road. Noah Rainwater is back out on the track, 1 lap down, along with Gregory Shepsis. 28 trucks on the lead lap as they enter over into the TLC Incorporated restart zone with a Pine Gulf green flag in hand. Time to go back racing once again here at Michigan. 9 laps to the end of stage 1. Can we keep it clean and green? We're going to find out. The Pine Gulf green flag is back in the air, and we're racing, and Christopher Tate gets a good jump on the field. He'll slide up in front of Brandon Schumann for that race lead as they rocket off into turn 1 and 2. Matt Cherry really getting aggressive down to the bottom, almost over the yellow line in the middle of turn 1 and 2 as Schumann crosses over down to the bottom of the racetrack side by side for the race lead as Tate, DeBlasi, and many more jockey for position and for much valuable points as they head off into turn 3 and 4. Schumann will take over the race lead over TJ DeBlasi. Christopher Tate will still hold on to this 3rd position here as here comes McConey and Clapper. Cherry now going to try to take him 3 wide. Almost a little too close for comfort as they battle for that 3rd position. Boys, we still got a lot of racing left to go. You want to try to be there at the end as they jockey around up to the top of the racetrack goes the driver of Jurassic and McConey, and now they'll all file up to the top side of the racetrack. Schumann still holds strong, but DeBlasi wants that position for the race lead as here comes Matt Cherry. He'll make contact. Around he'll go. DeBlasi will loop it around. Can we keep it clean? No. Caution is out, presented by Connor's Cure once again as more trucks involved in this one. Little bit too over-aggressive racing here in this point of the race, I have to say, as we ride on board with TJ DeBlasi. He almost saves the truck, but Matt Cherry and a couple of others helped him loop around, collecting a couple of others as Andrew Olazewski and several others made contact with the spinning TJ DeBlasi. right, there's the contact. Clapper makes contact with him. Olszewski and Holmes, along with the 4 of Daniel Lyle. Tough break for several drivers as they were trying to just avoid the spinning truck of TJ DeBlasi in that 78 Toyota Tundra. As 44 laps are on the board, 6 laps to the end of stage number 2 here tonight. As yes, a big shout out to the 25 of Bo Condon in the Baltimore Strong number 25. He currently sits P12 at the moment after getting through some of that incident. A couple of drivers did decide to come down pit road further back as Schumann was able to pull off a great drive to take over the race lead here. As a couple of others will try to get their lap back. That currently going to Noah Rainwater to get his lap back, hopefully to be on the same lap as your race leaders. And when we go back green flag, yes, it will. That will give him his 1 lap back, and now he will sit 29th here when we go back green flag racing. Shepsis is the only car 1 lap down in the race who has a shot to get back on the lead lap. Keeping an eye as Reed Foley is on pit road along with TJ DeBlasi. Matt Holmes also on pit road. Ryan Zunk. Rainwater, of course, getting his lap back as well. So he easily will come down pit road to get some service and damage repair. As the lights come out on the pace truck car, as Fred will lead us to, once again, going to be about a 3-lap dash to the end of stage number 2. It's going to be the following, your top 5, Schumann and Cherry, McConey and Tate. Thomas Aaron rounds out your top 5 here. Drivers need to take it a little bit easy, realize there's still plenty of racing left to go. We're not even at the halfway point of tonight's race, we're closing in on the end of stage 2, and I understand points are on the line, but still, a lot of racing left to go if you want to try to go for the big win and get the big points at the end of the race. We'll see how this all plays out here for this run to stage number 2. As Schumann needs to try to get a good jump on Matt Cherry, who's had a lot of speed here in stage 2. But so has McConey and Tate. Keep an eye on those two as they sit in 3rd and 4th in row number 2. Out of turn number 4, Fred the pace car driver makes the hard left turn down to the pit road. Barney the flagman has the Pine Golf green flag in the air. It's time to go back racing as Schumann and Cherry, a big issue right there on the restart. As Cherry will get the race lead, Tate will move up to 2nd. Schumann drops back to P3 as everyone just jobbles around all over the track to find the right clean racetrack and continue on racing. More trouble here as the field will work their way through the middle of turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Close for comfort as Jurassic tries to negotiate the traffic. Here comes a big send by Christopher Tate as he'll send it down to the bottom, but so does Justin Clapper. Clapper down on the bottom, side by side for the race lead as Matt Cherry tries to hold on through here. Here comes Shepsis, or not Shepsis, but here comes Tate, Jurassic, and more across the line. 3 laps left to go in stage number 2. Justin Clapper now will take over the race lead over Matt Cherry as they come out of turn number 2. Side by side for the race lead, Schumann will hold strong in third. 3 wide, a little further back as they jockey around for position. Coming out of turn number 3 and 4, Cherry in clean air as he wants to try to pick his way up to the lead. 2 laps to go next time by at the end of stage number 2. As they work their way across the line, 4 wide for further back for about the 6th position as they come through the trioval. Once again, Cherry stays to the top side of the racetrack. Schumann holds strong in second as Clapper tries to find an opening on the bottom. Clapper still holding strong in second, but will try to drag race your race leader, Matt Cherry, for the race lead as they come down through the back straightaway. Cherry finds an opening. Bounty sends it to the bottom of the racetrack to try and get a couple of positions. He's inside the top net 10 now for the point, but once more, out of turn number 4 across the start-finish line. Who will get the points? It's going to be Matt Cherry who will get the stage win. Next time by, he's got one more lap to go here as they come down, but here comes Jurassic around the outside. He was going to be able to beat him. He's got one more time to do it, but he loses points and standings as Clapper shuts the door in front of Matt Cherry as they head down the back straightaway. Here comes McConey with help from Thomas Aaron. Sean Bounty, here they come. Cherry to the inside, turns Justin Clapper around. It's a big one here at Michigan. McConey involved, several others, as this will bring an end to stage number 2. Jordan Jurassic will get the stage 2 win. Thomas Aaron, Christopher Tate, Sean Bounty, Brandon Schumann, Matthew Montgomery, Brandon Slew, Robert Colgan, Burleson, and Andrew Olazewski round out your top 10. We're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we'll take a look at the incident that just happened that brought the end to stage number 2. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series live here on Grid Vision.
Travis Pastrana here, and you are watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series. Grab a good boy and let's go racing.
I think we're ready to
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now, and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out, take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids, be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. We'll talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series here. Stage 2 has just come to an end as pit stops were happening here. Of course, coming to the checkered, we saw a very big incident happen that collected a lot of heavy hitters, and unfortunately, it's going to cost a lot of valuable points as Todd Lee finally joins the track once again. We'll get another look at the replay here momentarily. There we go. Cherry tries to go to the inside of Clapper and just turns him as Clapper was trying to come down, collecting McConey and several other trucks. So a tough break for sure happening here for a lot of drivers. Of course, those were your three that we were going to watch try to come out with the stage win. There you see Cherry sends it down to the bottom of the racetrack, then collects Justin Clapper. So see how this all plays out for our competitors here. As lights are out on the pace car, it will be TJ DeBlasi and Sean Bounty who will lead us back to the green flag. So it's going to be an interesting strategy as we're going to be under 50 laps left to go in the race. As we get ourselves situated here, but of course a lot of things still coming into play for our competitors here. Under 50 laps left to go in the race, 34 minutes what the time is showing, so hopefully we can have a good clean finish. A couple of drivers are trying to negotiate where they're going to be. And there's now going to be 2 laps to green, so we're going to extend the race just a little bit before we go back green. A couple of drivers are protesting of where they are going to be on the track. As DeBlasi will hold on to the race lead, Bounty, Montgomery, and Foley. As now DeBlasi will pick the outside lane this time by. Of course, we can't thank again enough to our partners over at TLC Incorporated. Thank goodness there is no rain on the track in tonight's forecast, but there is back in TLC's territories. If storms and showers leave your backyard flooded and no fun, give your yard a little TLC with a 100% money-back guaranteed drainage solution for your home. With 40 years of experience, TLC knows how to get the water away and let your family play. Call 888-PIC-TLC for more information. Field now works their way down the back straightaway, heading into turn 3 and 4. Your points leader, Rebel Racing driver Sean Bounty, will lead us into the race here at the green flag presented by Pine Gulf. Still a lot of racing left to go, and of course a lot of big things on the line. You have points, you have the win to guarantee your spot into the playoffs later on into the year. And then there's the top 4 who get the chance to go battle it out for once again a shot at the money during the Pine Gulf Dash for Cash starting next week at Texas Motor Speedway. And it's going to be an exciting one here tonight as the field will enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone to bring it in to stage number 3 here tonight. They go into the restart zone. Buddy the Flagman has the Pine Gulf green flag in hand. It's time to go back racing for stage number 3, and TJ DeBlasi gets a great jump on the field with Sean Bounty moving into second. He'll slide up to the top of the racetrack with Jurassic and Montgomery following suit, with Reed Foley and Matt Garrett holding down the bottom of the racetrack. Out of turn number 2, the drivers are now all set up, lined up, top 5 on the top. Then you have Garrett trying to find a way to get to the top lane as he is stuck on the bottom for the moment as he works their way down the back straightaway, heading off into turn 3 and 4. Top 3 dive to the bottom of the racetrack. Jurassic and Montgomery trying to file their way up to the front of the field. They'll go to the top side, and Foley will follow suit. Bounty trying to slingshot past TJ DeBlasi for the race lead, and will do so. Will he clear him into one? Not quite. He does. Finally, Sean Bounty back at the front of the field as they come out of turn number 2. DeBlasi will hold on to second with Foley and Garrett, and Montgomery to your top 5 as here comes Thomas Aaron with a big push onto Garrett as they head into turn 3. Matt Garrett having a good run. He started mid-pack during the race and trying to hold strong right now as trouble for one driver. Losing some connection, but hopefully will rejoin the track. That was Thomas Aaron, by the looks of it, who had some issues, and now he's back with us. Minutes there. We don't want to have any other issues for drivers. As Mr. Bartholomew pulling for Matt Garrett in the number 19. He's now up to P3, making a run up to the race lead here. Can he do it? He's going to give a big push to de Blasi in his Toyota. And it's the Toyota 1-2 with the Chevrolet of Garrett and the Ford of Reed Foley. Actually, that's the Chevrolet of Reed Foley. Apologies on that. He'll down slide up down to the bottom of the racetrack. De Blasi almost gets turned around by Matt Garrett, as Garrett will finally push him down across the front straightaway, heading off into 1. Well, we had some technical issues with Mr. Nick Stein. He got a little fried with some power outages. So our producer, Mr. Austin Derbyshire, joins us up here in the booth, as he will help call the action here at Michigan. And Austin, it's been a little bit of an exciting one, I have to say, but I think it's safe to say the drivers need to cool the temperatures a little bit with the racing, because we still have about 40 laps left to go.
Yeah, 42 laps to go, and well, all I can say really is God help us all, as we see quite a bit of 3 wide and 4 wide racing happening here at Michigan, but one of the few tracks that can handle going 3 or 4 wide.
4 wide, even 5 wide we come close to seeing here tonight so far, but I think now everyone's realizing what we have left to do. There's no more stage points on the line. Time to dial it back in, just log some laps and get to the finish here tonight, as Reed Foley is just trying to find an opening to get to the top side. He touched in it during pre-race. The top side is the preferred line here, but right now he is just stuck on the bottom and can't find the opening. How about the driver of Thomas Kohick, your pole sitter, fighting his way back into the top 10 now?
Yeah, after a very unfortunate start to the race, after I think we're on lap 2 when he ended up going to the back of the field. He spent his time battling his way up, and that white car is making a beeline up to the front.
He certainly is. He will lead the charge down and now get up to the top side of the racetrack, as de Blasi lost a little touch to your race leader, Sean Bounty. He's going to need a little help to get back to the back bumper of that Rebel Racing Toyota, as there you see de Blasi. Started 28th position, one of your biggest movers of the night, as Reed Foley gets right on that yellow line, loses it a little bit, gathers it back up. Matt Garrett also, he'll go to the top side of the racetrack, along with Jurassic, trying to find an opening down on the bottom, slides up in front of Garrett.
Yeah, Reed Foley was another one of those drivers who had an unfortunate incident earlier in the race, and he as well has just battled his way up, even to more effect than Kohick has.
Give a shout out to Miss Lizette, pulling for the 8 of Andrew Olazewski, as they're 3 wide. Schumann and Aaron go around. Caution is out once again. Oh, tough break for Schumann. He was having such a good run, and it looks like the quarter panel right there around the nose will get torn off.
Yep, a very unfortunate damage for Schumann there in the 52. Let's just try and get a replay of it. If it sounds like I lost my train of thought, trying to control the cameras at the same time, a little tricky.
It's all good. We'll gather it back up and get another look at the replay with Brandon Schumann, who just unfortunately was in the right spot, but Thomas Aaron came up a little further and around he goes. Hard contact into the inside wall. He's still going, but he did lose that quarter panel, and the question is going to be, does that engine not overheat and blow? That's going to be the big question for the 52 of Brandon Schumann. All right, there's the contact, and then hold on, boys and girls.
Yeah, he avoids the inside wall, though.
From the back end, he hits it on the front end, though.
Yeah, there goes the bumper.
So Brandon Schumann's on pit road, along with the driver of Greg McConey, who during that incident before the end of stage 2 will still work on his machine. But Sean Bounty and the entire field will come down pit road. Of course, the big question is, they only have 4 sets of tires. Granted, they have only about 30 laps left, 30 laps of fuel. So right about here, they're still looking to be a little bit short by about 8 laps. As Andrew Olazewski will stay out on the racetrack, along with Daniel Lyle in the Ford F-150 number 4. But off pit road, Reed Foley top off with fuel, along with Jurassic. Very quick pit stops, just about 6 seconds. So pretty much for these drivers just to top off with some fuel.
Yeah, on a track like this, when you're mainly doing draft and not a whole lot of braking, you don't really have to spend a whole lot of time on pit road. Just make sure you got enough of the go-go juice to get home.
Yeah, they are expected to at least make one more pit stop here. I would have to say they're going to probably wait until we get to maybe a lap 75, maybe 80, before I think they would feel comfortable enough to make it to the end on fuel without having to come down pit road. Of course, the thing is, if they have an extra set of tires, then they need to probably consider taking it if they're under 20 laps left to go in the race.
Oh, yeah. With 20 laps to go, I don't want any tires. It's not a track where I believe taking tires on a green-white checker can really have any net benefit. So the sooner you're able to have that final set of shoes on, the better.
Yeah, absolutely, as the light should maybe go off this time, if not next time by for your race leaders. As they come across the line, the answer is going to be...
Yes, it is. Well, my cheat sheet for viewers here is whenever you see the Connors Cure animation come up on the ticker while we're pacing, you know it's one to go.
Well, that's a good little cue right there for our viewers here tonight. As Brandon Schumann has taken it behind the wall, his night is done here at Michigan. So that will leave a total of 28 trucks on the lead lap and a total of 29 on the track, 30 still in the event. As McConey is still trying to make some repairs to see if he can get some much valuable points and see if he can jump ahead of at least one or two other trucks that decide to maybe take it behind the wall and end their night.
Yeah, we'll man the joystick on the restart here. Expect to see the two cars behind our first and second place see them drive by really quickly. See, this is why I don't talk.
So good, Troy. Darby will get yourself all taken care of here, hopefully, and we'll see how this will work out as they come through the middle of turn 3 and 4. Olszewski will lead us into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. As they come down, Fred makes the hard left turn down on the pit road. Barney the flagman has the Pine Gulf green flag in hand. And it's time to go back at it. Green flag is out. Olszewski gets a good jump, but a tough run right there for Daniel Lyle as Jurassic is trying to find an opening, but watch out. Foley almost makes contact with Daniel Lyle as now here comes Foley to the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to lead. Caution, though, is back out.
Well, I did say they were going to drive right around, but it looks like Foley did not get the lead before the caution did come out.
Curious to wonder what caused the caution. Was it Gregory Shepsis, maybe?
Yeah, Shepsis is lagging behind the field a little bit.
I had to say, look at Gregory Shepsis. Bad restart for him. And
actually, I'm seeing several drivers who went slowly before the caution came out. So I think we're going to go to the Grid Vision chopper and take a view from Ted Balazzi. Well, I don't think. I know that's what we're going to do. Well, see, something happened already behind, so we'll
go to Gregory Shepsis and take a look at his incident. I think that will be the tall tale of what happened. Because I believe him and the driver of Justin Clapper got together because of basically a little bit of a checkup on the restart. Yep, right there you see the contact. The 40 machine of Nicholas Tomlinson also involved.
Yeah, we'll go straight to the green flag for that one, I think, in order to catch the whole replay. There we go. A little bit of argy-bargy on the restart there.
Yep, and then there it goes around and collects a couple of other trucks. Tough break for Shepsis. He's had a couple of incidents that he's been involved with, so for the Pine Gulf Racing Machine, trying to see if he can get a shot at the Pine Gulf Dash for Cash. not looking too promising for him as he sits in 28th position and will make his way down to pit road.
Yeah, that'd be a conflict of interest anyways.
I agree, it will be. Of course, if you are interested in partnering with us here at Grid Vision, whether you want to be a commentator, a producer, or bring your series or league on to the Grid Vision family, please reach out to us on any one of our social media platforms, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or even here on Discord. Reach out to us at Grid Vision or our website at gridvision.gg for more information about our days of availability and prices, as well as also send us a resume if you are interested in joining the Grid Vision team as a commentator or producer. We have many openings. We'd love to have you join us here tonight.
Or anytime.
Or anytime, indeed.
Yeah. I'm a good guy. I think you guys could get along with me if you're in the booth.
He's pretty laid back for the most part. He doesn't bite much.
We don't talk about that one time.
As the field, hopefully we'll get the one to go next time by. Let's see if the Connor's Cure yellow flag symbol will show. Yes, it will. 1 to green this time by.
See? Isn't that a nice little trick?
I love that little trick. Thank you for pointing that out to us.
Yeah, we have some big updates coming to our presentation for next week. We'll be able to start presenting points to everyone and also small improvements on the ticker there. Hopefully get rid of some of our bugs that we've been having.
Yeah, I have to say you've been hard at work trying to fix those, and we appreciate all the work that you've been doing here at Grid Vision. So we'll see how this plays out. Coming in on 30 laps left to go, make it about 31 when they or 32 when they take the green flag.
I think it's going to be pretty hard for anyone but really Jurassic to take that lead away from Reed Foley now that they're both up front.
Well, they're lined up nose to tail right now, so if I was those two, I would try to work together really hard, start to build a little bit of a gap from the rest of the field, and then maybe see about trying to battle for that race lead. That's something I would consider doing.
Just taking a quick peek at the truck here. I'm pretty sure they are teammates, if I'm not mistaken. So they'll probably be counting down the restart here.
A little bit of countdown as they enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. Green flag is out. And Reed Foley just goes right there, leaves his teammate behind of Jurassic. As they will work their way through. Jurassic does clear Daniel Lyle for that position. Slides up in front. Lyle, though, goes to the top side of the racetrack. 3 wide, 2 rows deep as they come out of turn number 2. As Matt Garrett and Kohick battle for the 4th spot.
Yeah, Sean Bounty just moving his way into the line behind Matt Garrett there. Giving him a good push. Honestly, well, we've seen it all winter with Bounty in the Grid Vision Super Speedway League, and he is a driver who, if you're using a draft package, you want him behind you because he will get you to the front.
He certainly will, and he has been a strong competitor in the Super Speedway events here this year. We're looking forward to seeing what he can do through the remainder of the Thunderclap iRacing series as the field works their way through. And of course, one thing we're going to talk about here, of course, the champions of these events get a special invitation at the end of the year. Crowned a couple of champions last night in the Stars Championship Series. As we watch here for the race lead, here comes Christopher Tate down to the inside. He clears Reed Foley with help from Sean Boundy as they come out of turn number 4. New race leader, Christopher Tate.
Yeah, with Sean Boundy right behind Tate. Do expect Sean Boundy, as soon as he's clear, he'll be moving up to the high side or the low side if Tate's there, and he'll be trying to move his way and get out of the dirty air.
He is going to be able to get clear, but now he's stuck in the dirty air as Boundy goes to the bottom. There you see right there, crosses them over side by side for the race lead as they rocket down the back straightaway. That Rebel Racing machine sends it in deep to try to take over the race lead once again. trouble for one driver. That was Thomas Aaron possibly dropping back, getting loose off turn number 4.
Bo Condon.
And Bo Condon, actually, in the Baltimore Strong Chevrolet. Ooh, Reed Foley getting all over the back bumper of Sean Bounty as Christopher Tate tries to hold off the race, or for the race lead for the moment. He'll slide up in front of Bounty as they head down the back straightaway. Bounty trying to find an opening, thinks better of it. He's going to push Christopher Tate down the back straightaway in that T-top manufacturing Chevrolet.
Yeah, Tate showing us a lot more than he has on average most races this season. Definitely Michigan is a track that clicks with him.
Certainly is. How about Tyler Truex right there in the mix a little further back in the 69 machine? He's wanting to try to find his way up into the top 5. As he's putting a good run, he's going to hide your pole center, Thomas Cohig, and then drop down to the bottom. Try to see if he can pass off right. Bounty really sends down to the bottom to try to get around Christopher Tate for the race lead. But here comes Foley and Jurassic. They will continue to push Christopher Tate. So Ryan Zook will take it behind the wall. His night is done as we watch this battle for the race lead. Sean Bounty can't quite clear Christopher Tate just yet, as Tate tries to power back through with help from Foley. As they come through, Matt Garrett drops to the bottom along with Truex, as Jurassic and Cohick stay towards the top.
Yeah, Sean Bounty making the bottom work with definitely not as much help as the top line is getting, and that's just showing you how strong this car really is. Truck.
Yeah, Bounty's truck has been phenomenal all night long and really showcasing a lot of speed here. He's holding strong still on the bottom and making it work lap after lap. That's Christopher Tate trying to see if he can get the outside lane going. You're right on board with the University of Northern Texas. Thomas Aaron pushing Reed Foley as they try to get by the driver of Sean Bounty. Can't quite clear him just yet because right there is the Foley almost makes contact with Bounty. Bounty gathers it back up, which then will make him lose that position as Bounty slides right up in front of Matt Garrett. Coming to 25 laps left to go in the race here. Foley looks to show the nose along with Aaron as they try to see if they can find an opening behind them. You saw Cohick Slew and, of course, TJ DeBlasi battling for that 10th position. Great racing action here. Clean racing action amongst the field of drivers inside the top 10 as they try to work their way through. Still a lot of racing to go. 25 laps. Possibility of at least one more attempt of a pit stop to top off with fuel, as Matt Holmes had some problems possibly. As there you see the battle for P10 actually, with Slew, along with Matt Cherry, TJ DeBlasi, and Thomas Cohick. Those four battling for that P9 position as they head off into turn 1 and 2. Great run for them as they will drop it down a little bit as Sean Bounty is just looking for an opening to get around these three drivers ahead of him. As Matt Garrett finds an opening, he'll go down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Yeah, Matt Garrett, and I definitely think one of the more beautiful paints that we've seen on track, and that's even with Grid Vision paint behind him. But yeah, that MTV truck trying to move forward.
He is making a big push for the front of the field right now. He sits 5th, holding off both Jurassic and Montgomery. As we pick up Thomas Aaron in the UNT machine, trying to get around the Rebel Racing of Sean Bounty. Can't find the opening because Bounty's just so strong on the bottom of the racetrack.
And once again, he's making it happen by himself. Like, just imagine, once we break down these final 22 laps a little more, there's going to be cars on the bottom pushing him. So, like, I expect him to be able to push right to the front there near the end.
He really is. He's showing a lot of speed. He's got to be able to keep that momentum up. And like you said, others will follow. As speaking of which, does Montgomery and Jurassic decide to join him on the bottom? They're not close enough just yet, but they're closing the gap right now.
Yeah,
as Garrett stays to the top.
Yeah, two teammates just working together.
Bounty finally goes to the top side after clearing Foley. Thomas Aaron doesn't want none of it. He decides to try to find an opening, but can't, and drops back up to the top side. Watch and wait to see how this all plays out. Reed Foley looks for the inside of getting around to the bottom of the racetrack, see if he can do what Sean Bounty's been doing all night. Does so, he'll drag race to the start-finish line as Thomas Aaron will push Sean Bounty up to second. Next time by, it'll be 20 laps to go left for your race leader of Christopher Tate as he's trying to hold off a hard-charging crew. Of course, with these two battling for second, this could allow Christopher Tate maybe a chance to scoot away, get a little breathing room. As the field will go their way through around the circuit. We're going to take this side by side. You won't miss any of the action live here on Grid Vision.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Grid Vision's coverage of the Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. Some pit stops happening for drivers who need to try to top off the fuel, Matt Cherry being one of them as they come out of the corner here. Some of these drivers everyone here does not have enough to make it to the end of the race. Christopher Tate, also one of those drivers who might run out of fuel. Noah Radewater coming down pit road to service his machine as they come down the front straightaway across the line. 85 laps completed as they are working lap 86.
Yeah, we've seen the field string out a little bit more after these top 5 cars that are battling right now. But once we get these green flag pit stops completed, I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing a lot more of that, and maybe not even this battle that we're watching right now.
Well, the thing is, they need to try to do it now because they don't want to stretch it too much. And here comes one of them. That's Thomas Aaron, Matt Garrett. Both of them are coming down pit road this time by, along with just those two. They're going to come down pit road. So we'll keep an eye and see what the race of the leaders do as they battle. Sean Bounty, Christopher Tate side by side for the race lead. Bounty will complete the pass on Christopher Tate to move him back up in the front of the field as we ride on board with Thomas Aaron as he will enter his pit box. Misses it. That's going to cost him some valuable seconds. Same thing with Matt Garrett. He misses his pit box.
Well, at least Aaron had a good pit stop strategy, minus overrunning it a little bit. It looks like it was fuel only.
Fuel only for him as Sean Bounty's coming down pit road along with Reed Foley. They got to have a clean pit stop if they want to have a shot of winning the race here tonight as they enter into their pit boxes here momentarily. Question is going to be, what will Tate, Jurassic, Kohik, de Blasi, and Colgan do?
Let's just take a look at this time spent on pit lane, because this is between him and Tate and some of the other drivers up front. Like, that's going to be where we see the difference when it comes to the end.
How about this? Reed Foley, a real quick pit stop right there compared to Sean Bounty, a 5.7 to a 7.3. That could be the difference between who could possibly come out on the top at the end of this pit cycle.
Yeah, a whole 2 seconds less on pit lane in total.
That is incredible as Christopher Tate still out on the track. He wants to at least try to lap as many trucks as possible before he comes down pit road. But he is not going to lap Reed Foley or Sean Bounty as Christopher Tate is trying to push Noah Rainwater, conserve some fuel by drafting. That could help him stay out for a lap or two, hoping for a late race caution.
Okay, he's come back up track. Yeah, definitely not pitting this time by, but looks like we do have Jurassic in.
Yep, Jurassic will come down pit road. No one else inside the top 5 will join him at the moment as Tomlinson stays out on the track.
Let's see here. 30 seconds on pit road. That's what we want to see beaten here. If there's any chance of beating who's already pitted.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of work to do. He's got to have a clean stop. He gets into his box. Can he beat the time of a 5.7? He does a 5.7 exact. 30.2. That's a little close for comfort, I have to say. Here comes Reed Foley. He's closing in on Jordan Jurassic as he will try to pass him off of turn 2 as Jurassic is trying to get up to speed. And Jurassic stays ahead of Reed Foley. How about that? But Foley will get around at the outside. So Jurassic's right there in the mix. And how about the gap between him and Sean Bounty? Still about 1.3 seconds as Matt Cherry will get around Sean Bounty for 9th.
Yeah, Sean Bounty not just spending too much time on pit lane, and he's facing the consequences now.
He certainly is, as Christopher Tate stays out on the racetrack still, not coming down pit road. He is going to try to wait to the bitter end before he decides to come down pit road.
Yeah, you know, well, in a race that has had as many cautions as we've seen tonight, staying out would be, I would say, the safest option here.
I agree. I mean, you could save so much fuel during these cautions that we did have, but the thing is also, you still need to consider coming down pit road. He currently has about a 30-second lead over Reed Foley, who's the last driver, or the first driver, who has pitted.
Yeah, he just let those cars behind him. He's going to save a little bit of fuel now, getting the push and sucking up a little bit.
It's a massive tow right there from Brandon Slew as Rainwater's trying to find a way to get back around him. But Christopher Tate wants him pushing him down the straightaway here, as here comes Tyler Truex with a head of steam. He'll hit the outside wall in front of Anthony Burleson. Gap still 31.1 seconds. He has plenty of room to work with for the moment till he has to come down pit road if he chooses to. As Rainwater, he'll loop it around. Caution is out. This I think, saves Christopher Tate.
Oh,
for
that was your TSN turning point for Christopher Tate there. He just locked several cars there. Looks like everyone's 16th and below. So only some of the drivers who were up front were able to stay on the lead lap with that caution happening.
Big implications here tonight on this situation. Now the question is going to be, what will be the strategy call for Christopher Tate? Will he decide to come down and pit for tires and fuel, or will he stay out? I mean, he's got to come down to pit for sure, but let's take a look at the replay to see what happened to Rainwater.
Just loose. Goes up a little bit, and the car starts to lift up a little bit, and he's just don't have what it is to keep it straight there.
Certainly is the case here, as Anthony Burleson will get one lap back, as he is the lucky dog, as he will now put 16 trucks on the lead lap. And here comes Tate, Kohik, de Blasi, Colgan, Tomlinson, Albright. Reed Foley even comes down pit road. Jurassic, Derry, Montgomery stays out.
Let's take a pit strategy look here and see Montgomery, 7-lap-old tires. So will that be enough to hold him the lead, or even contend with the other cars that are taking new tires as of right now?
Well, a couple of other trucks also decide to stay out as well. Matt Garrett, Brandon Slew, Tyler Truex. So 4 trucks stay out, as Christopher Tate will win the race off pit road. TJ de Blasi, Thomas Kohik, Colgan, Tomlinson, Albright, and Sean Boundy will now start in 11th position. So it's going to be possibly a natural green-white checkered by the looks of it.
And it sounds like Nick has got his power back. He will be here for the end of the race.
How about that? Talk about cutting it down to the edge right here for us here tonight. We'll give him a couple of seconds to get set up, but thank goodness for the hard-working power men over there where Nick is at. Get the power back on for him.
Well, I told him to climb a tower and fix it, so hopefully he did that. And never grounded himself, because don't want that.
Well, he told us he's coming back, so that means that's a good thing. He didn't ground himself.
See, I was able to hit him with a joke that I don't think he appreciated too much. I said if he did get shocked, it'd be a fried steam. But
hey, Sparky, how you doing?
I electrocuted myself 6 times.
But you're here, and that's what counts.
Yep. Just shows how much you love working for Grid Vision.
Side note, come work for Grid Vision. Awesome place to work. They don't bully you into submission when stuff like this happens. Totally.
I would never.
No, we wouldn't do such a thing.
Our group chat says differently, Darby. Joking, of course. I'm joking.
Oh, I already told the viewers that I told you to climb the tower, so.
Well, you're here for an exciting one. It's going to be a 3-lap dash to the finish by the looks of it, or 4-lap dash to the finish.
So what all did I miss of this race? Because I think I've been gone since about lap 40.
You missed a green flag run in our final stage here, and then Tate was staying out, and looked like it was about to be his pit run, and we got the caution, and here we are.
And Matt Montgomery and Matt Garrett and Brandon Slew and Tyler Truex decide to stay out.
So we got some differing strategies here, setting up for an interesting finish here. This will be fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep an eye on Christopher Tate. He is the first one who'd come down pit road and won the race off pit road. Fred, the pace car driver, makes the hard left turn down the pit road. They enter into the TLC Incorporated restart zone. You're right on board with Christopher Tate as the Pine Golf green flag is back in the air. We're racing here for the closing laps at Michigan, as a great jump by Matthew Montgomery. But here comes Christopher Tate, 3 wide as they head off into turn 1.
Brandon Slew in the middle there, 3 wide. He's got a pretty good gap. He's got Ryan Truex to his outside, 3 wide for third position here as I believe that's Matthew Garrett there on the outside fighting for the lead. Christopher Tate wanting to get in on this. And you got the fresh tire. Oh, Tyler Truex is around. They save it.
They save it big time, and they're going to keep on racing as they head down the back straightaway as Thomas Kohick is trying to find an opening. But here comes Christopher Tate down on the bottom of the racetrack. He wants to clear Matt Garrett for the race lead. They'll drag race out of turn number 4. Side by side, 3 laps left to go as Garrett tries to push further and further down the racetrack of Christopher Tate as they head off into one.
Christopher Tate there, side drafting down the front straightaway, trying to get everything he can out of that car. I believe, is that TJ DeBlasi there? No, that is Brandon Slew there in 3rd position, trying to get in on this battle, as now Christopher Tate gets clear for the lead, and now Matt Garrett having to defend from Brandon Slew here behind him. Absolute pandemonium. 3, 4 wide here for about 5th on back.
Everyone just trying to get whatever position they can before the white flag is out, as we see Reed Foley trying to get around TJ DeBlasi. One truck goes way wide to the top. That's Thomas Aaron in the UNT machine. Gathers it back up to continue on racing here. It's going to be a hard fight for the race lead as Garrett dives down to the bottom, 3 wide further back.
Thomas Kohick, he hasn't been up here since the beginning of the race, and now he's back up here fighting for the win. To the inside, gonna take it 3 wide to the inside of Matt Garrett, and Reed Foley for just a moment doesn't have the run, as now Christopher Tate's gonna have the help from Brandon, or no, that's TJ DeBlasi now on the outside he's gonna have the help from. Will TJ DeBlasi make it 4 wide? He's looking to the outside, doesn't look like he's gonna make the move. Reed Foley now to the inside of TJ DeBlasi, and here comes Jordan Durasic now. Kohick blocking, everything kicking off here as they come to the white flag.
2 laps to go, and white flag is now out. It is now the white flag presented by RL Productions
4
as
wide.
they head down 4 wide now for the race lead. This is all for the marbles as they come out of turn number 2. 4 wide still as they come out. Reed Foley survives it as they rocket down the back straightaway.
TJ DeBlasi now, oh, Kohick's around, Garrett's around, Reed Foley's going to be the only one that survives him. Jurassic now is the only one that has a chance here, as now he's going to be chasing after Reed Foley now. A huge wreck at turn 3.
Out of turn number 4, Reed Foley pulls off some amazing strategy to capture the flag here at Michigan. How about that fight for the finish?
Damn, am I glad they got my power back on.
Absolutely, right at the right time indeed. But for Reed Foley collecting a win here tonight, absolutely a RL Production winning moment for sure as he captures the flag here. Of course, those at RL Productions are part of a video marketing agency specializing in digital advertising and event solutions. RL Productions offers custom brand strategies tailored to your organization, unique goals with in-house level attention to detail for digital and broadcast advertising. Their production professionals offer start-to-finish event services for your conference, convention, or event. From staging to lighting to live show productions and complete presentations, visit rlproductioncrew.com to turn your company's goals into real-life production.
Just getting looks at this replay of this huge wreck here, and jeez.
Well, as the drivers celebrate in victory here tonight, we are going to take a moment as looking to see here what happened to Reed Foley. He's no longer in the race lead after the results. So we'll take a look at the results here at the end of the race, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have our final results and our finishing order and speak to our winners. You're watching the Thunderclap iRacing Series live here from Michigan, only on Grid Vision. Welcome back here to Thunderclap iRacing Series presented by TLC Incorporated. Yes, the showing Thomas Aaron as your race winner. Officially, though, it is Reed Foley. Apparently, Reed Foley decided to celebrate a little too early before everyone else crossed the start-finish line, which caused iRacing to give him a disqualification on the matter. So it's Reed Foley, your race winner, followed by Thomas Aaron second. Jordan Durasic will finish third. Thomas Kohick, Robert Colgan, Matt Cherry will be your top six. Then it's going to be Matthew Montgomery in seventh, Sean Boundy eighth, Chase Albright ninth, Tyler Truex will round out your top 10.
Finishing in 11th position tonight is going to be, sorry about that, the 16 at Joshua Corner, with the 12th place being Dominic K. Hart. 13th going to belong to Anthony Burleson, with Nicholas Tomlinson in 14th position. Daniel Lyle going to be finishing in 15th position. TJ DeBlasi in 16th. Matt Garrett in 17th. 18th going to be Brandon Slew with Gregory Shepsis in 19th. And do not pay attention to 20th. Reed Foley is your winner. He is just being scored in 20th because of that little bit of a mix-up. 20th position is going to be Justin Clapper in the 63.
And then further on down, it'll be the 22nd position of Andrew Olazuski, followed by Bo Condon in 23rd, Damian Neeson 24th, 25th, go to Matt Holmes, 26th, Noah Rainwater, and then Ryan Zunk, followed by Kyle Newkirk, Todd Lee, Brandon Schumann, Greg McConey, Greg Vile, followed by Chase Leahy, and Tristan Bruce rounds out your 34 trucks that started here tonight. We're going to get a chance to talk to our top three finishers. We're going to start off with third place finisher Jordan Durasic joining us. Jordan, good night for you and the Grid Vision machine here tonight, but just was a little bit short to come out on top when all the chaos broke through.
Yeah, our Grid Vision Chevrolet was it was fast, but we were trying to be cautious for most of the race, and that's the reason why we just finished up in the top three. Just staying out of cautions and not really pushing the issue. And I think there was a caution that got us the stage win in the second stage. And we just, when our sixth sense just shot us straight up the track, and we barely, I don't know how close it was, but I know it was close enough to get a net code 4X from it. But that was just a crazy race, especially at the finish, and helping our teammate get his first win of the season.
Absolutely a great job indeed here. So we're going to see a lot of great racing action and a good run for the team for you guys. So anyone else you'd like to give a shout out to or a thank you to?
I just want to give a shout out to all my JCR teammates. We had a great race today. I believe that we finished first, third, fourth, and seventh. So I mean, we collected a great points day. This is our first full race with all four drivers of our team. With Thomas Kohick coming to race with us, and whatever. I'm just proud of my whole team in general, and hopefully we had a good points day. I mean, me and Boundy been battling for the points lead here and there, so I think it's gonna be close coming after this week for standings.
Absolutely, that is Jordan Durasic coming home in P3 here tonight. Next up, talking with Nick Stein, it is the 93 of UNT, Thomas Aaron.
How's it going, guys?
Give us well, with that, go ahead and talk to you, Thomas. Sorry about that. Nick apparently had an issue coming up, so we'll see what happens here. But Thomas, second place, a strong night for you. You were always inside the top 10 from start to finish once you were able to work your way through. Walk us through your race tonight.
So qualified in the top.
Try one more time, Thomas. We think we lost you. All right. Well, with that, we.
Sorry.
There we go. Go ahead and try again.
Sorry. I just had my internet installed yesterday, and it's been acting up. I don't know if you noticed I blinked during the race at one point, but I think we're back. So, I guess just to start out, start in the top 10 and try to work our way up and try to stay out of trouble. We had to dodge a couple big wrecks there. Some of them just out of sheer luck. And then near the end of the race there, just out of sheer luck, the seas parted, and we made our way up to second place. So first podium of the season. It was a fun race. Good time.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone you'd like to say thank you to?
Oh, I have a lot of people I got to thank. This week has been a really big week for me. My mom and dad specifically, they packed all my stuff up in a U-Haul and this past week and moved across the country with me, helped me move my stuff from North Texas to Salisbury, North Carolina, to help me pursue my dream in working in this great sport. So I got the opportunity to work as a race engineer in the truck series, and I would not be here without my parents. Like I said, they helped me move across the country, and they helped me get every opportunity I ever got. And I'd be nothing without them, and then my tight friend group back in Texas and here in North Carolina. I'm nothing without y'all if y'all are listening.
Well, we look forward and wish you the best. Could you give us an idea of which team you'll be engineering for?
Yes, so it's a brand new team. Thad Moffitt's the driver, 46 truck in the truck series.
Well, congratulations, Thomas. We'll be looking forward to watching him compete at Martinsville this weekend, and wish you the best of luck for the rest of the 2024 NASCAR Truck Series season.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one, and keep up the good work. The broadcasts are awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you, Thomas, for putting on a great show for us here tonight. That's Thomas Aaron coming home in second place, as we are now joined by your race winner, Mr. Reed Foley. Reed, I mean, a great race for you. You were able to pull off some incredible passes. After starting in 31st, you fought your way up. I mean, walk us through your night.
This is wild, man. I mean, I don't want to take a ton of time, but, we started 4th, and then I made that really dumb move going into 1 where I about took out Bounty. And now I'm so glad I did, because even though I had a little bit of wheel damage and everything, that experience told me what I could expect when I went 4 wide for the lead on the last lap. So, I mean, a mistake earlier paid dividends there at the end of that race. I can't believe that I was able to come back. Restarted 12th with 4 to go, and to come back and win that, I can't believe it.
Well, before we let you go, Reed, and celebrate this victory, anyone you would like to give a shout out to or a thank you to?
Yeah, man, absolutely. First off, the Veterans Association here on the truck. My dad was a Vietnam veteran, so really appreciative. I like running their colors, like to bring awareness to that. Also, big thanks to all my JCR teammates. Jordan was awesome. The 04, he didn't block me. He actually gave me the push that sent me off to win this down the back straightaway. Hate that he got wrecked. And Matthew was going to win that race if that caution didn't come out. So we're hot right now, man. This team is working really hard, getting a lot of practice, and I'm really proud of everybody. Can't wait to see, and so excited to be locked into the playoffs. That's the best part about all of it.
Absolutely. We'll wish you the best of luck for the rest of the season. That is Reed Foley, your race winner here tonight at Michigan. As we look forward to more exciting racing actions, of course, continuing Friday night for the Ryco Performance Friday Night Top Split as we head back to the paperclip at Martinsville Speedway. And we can't thank all of you, the viewers here, tuning in to all the action once again live from the virtual Michigan International Speedway. Of course, for the entire Grid Vision team, and of course for our amazing producer, Austin Derbyshire, and of course my co-commentator, Nick Stein, I'm Taylor Burris, and we will see you next time on The Grid.
Good night, everyone.